Hello everybody, Dr. Darok here, and welcome back to yet another episode of Let's Play Blightfall. On today's episode, we're going to get started with doing some auto-crafting in Applied Energistics 2, and I hope you guys really enjoy this episode. I had to do about 2.5 or 3 hours worth of off-screen work to prepare all of this, and I probably did another 2 hours worth of research to figure out just how to do it. So, yeah, hopefully you're going to really greatly enjoy what I have for you today, and maybe learn something. That'd be great, wouldn't it? Okay, so for auto-crafting in Applied Energistics, there are a few things that you're going to need. Now, I have a big old list of what I need to in order to accomplish my goal, but here's my goal, basically. I want to automate 5 inscribers in order to make the process of creating these guys, these processors. I want to make that entirely automatic so that if I go in here, I can say, oh, hey, I need one of these logic processors or a calculation processor or an engineering processor, and all I've got to do is click on it in there and it will create some and put them in the inventory of my ME network. Okay, so as you can see, I've got a lot of stuff in here now. I'm starting to use up my initial storage cell, so in the process we're going to end up making a secondary storage cell, so I've got more storage space in my Applied Energistics network. Also, you might notice there's a whole bunch of cobblestone and things in here. I actually I had to go on a mining trip to get more redstone, which I now have plenty of, I hope, for the time being. And so, yeah, let's go ahead and get started. The first things that I'm going to have to make, I'm going to need to make ME controllers, because I'm going to need way more devices on my network than an ad hoc network can handle. Let me just put it this way. An ad hoc network in Applied Energistics can handle 8 channels. And some devices use channels, some devices don't. Like the charger doesn't use a channel, it just uses power. Okay? But the ME drive uses a channel, for example, and I'm going to need way more. I'm going to have more devices than 8 on my network that use a channel. In fact, I'm going to have more like 16 or 20. Okay, and you can see in this chest here, I've collected a lot of the things that I'm going to need. A few things still need crafted, still need made, but we're gonna get them made. Okay, there's no question about that. So, like I said, first thing I want to make is ME controller. So I'm going to need 4 skystone block, 4 pure fluix crystals, and an engineering processor. And I actually want to make 2 of those. So we're going to go ahead and take 2 engineering processors. We're going to take the pure fluix crystals just like this, and skystone block. Now skystone block, that's just skystone in a furnace. Hold on. Yeah, skystone in a furnace. Smelted. So there you go. And now I've got 2 ME controllers. Okay, so here's how I'm going to handle this. Since I want a lot of this area back here to just be things that I'm going to automate and stuff like that, I'm going to go ahead and get rid of these flowers. I don't know why they're even here. Probably because I guess I was probably obtaining seeds or something. But yeah, I'm going to get rid of those. Actually, you know what? I'm going to need some of these. I'm going to keep the yellow ones, get rid of the red ones. And might as well just turn them into dandelion yellow while I'm already working on it. Now, here's my other question. Okay, yeah, I can transform 8 at a time per die, so that's good. That's very helpful. So here's what I'm going to do with my ME controllers. I'm going to take some ME glass cable. I'm going to hook that. I'm going to lead it off of this, and let's call it, yeah, like right here should be good. And they are going to go right, is that right? Right here. Shucks. Okay, yeah, that's how it works, Doc. Good job. We're off to a great start, everybody. Okay, so now you can see it's got all these cool, flashy, glowy colors, and it just looks amazing. and ME controllers are awesome. That's all I've got to say about ME controllers. They are awesome. So these basically act as one unit. It's a multi-block, and you can only have one ME controller on the network. But as I said, this is one ME controller, even though it's two ME controller blocks. Okay. Now, each side on an ME controller can output up to 32 channels. However, the regular glass Fluix cable here can only hold 8 channels. So each side is going to be holding 8 channels unless I upgrade to dense cable, which takes quite a lot more resources. I need to, whoops, hold on. Let's see, where's dense cable Fluix? There we go. Okay, I need covered cables in order to do this. 4 covered cables makes 1 dense cable, and the covered cables, I need to cover them with wool, so I don't have all those resources available. I'm kind of low on wool personally right now, so yeah, we're just going to deal with this. Now, if I did have, if I went ahead and used smart cable, like this, the smart cable is just made like this, redstone, glowstone, and covered cable, and the smart cable will actually indicate how many channels I'm using on the cable, and is super helpful for designing your network, but I already have a pretty good idea of what I'm going to be doing here, so the basic Fluix cable will be good enough. Alright, so here's how we're going to start. There's a few things that I'm going to need. One of those things is a crafting processor, a crafting CPU. Okay, now the crafting CPU is made out of at least one of these crafting storage blocks here, and any of these blocks as well, and it's got to be in a cuboid shape, so it's got to be square. And that's not going to be too difficult to make. These are kind of annoying, though, these crafting units. They take 2 calculation processors each, logic processor, so quite resource intensive. And in order to make all of the ones that I need, or want at least, I'm going to need to make some more Fluix cable. So let's go ahead and do this. There we go, make some more Fluix cable. And now let's get to crafting. So I'm going to click on, let's see, wait, crafting unit. I'm going to need iron. I've got all the iron. I'm going to grab some of these processors. There we go. And do this. Oops, okay, yeah, right, it doesn't work like that. I forgot. Blightfall has glitches. So let's go ahead and just do this. Do that. Move these like this. And do this. Okay, now I want 6 of these to start. And there's a good reason for that. And I made enough of these processors and things that I should be able to handle that, I think, without having to craft any additional processors or anything during this episode. But yeah, hopefully it all works out. The next thing that I'm going to want to take some of these crafting units and upgrade them. Now, the first thing I need at least one of these 1K crafting storage. I want 2. Okay, and that's just a crafting unit plus 1K ME storage component, which is made just like this. Logic processor in the middle, Certus quartz, redstone. Okay, so I'm going to take out some redstone and my pure Certus quartz that I've grown from seeds here, and we're going to go ahead and make that. Let's see, which was it, the gold processor, I think? Is that right? Yeah, logic processor. Okay, so I'm going to take my logic processors, put them in the middle here. I'm going to take redstone, and I think it's like this, isn't it? Is that what I do? No, redstone in corners, and Certus quartz like this. And I actually, I don't just want 2 of these. I'm actually going to make 3. And the reason is because, as I mentioned earlier, I don't want to run low on storage space, so we're going to go ahead and turn one of them into a storage cell, which is just going to be 3 redstone, 2 quartz glass, 3 iron ingots. So that's pretty easy. Let's see, 3 iron ingots, 3 redstone, and 2 quartz glass. Okay, So now we've got a little bit more storage space. Let's just slap this drive in the drive bay over here. And now I've got more storage space. Yay, I've got this much and this much. Doubled my storage space. It's like adding an extra hard drive. Actually, that's pretty much literally what it is. Okay. So with that out of the way, we're going to go ahead and turn 2 of these into these orange things, these 1K crafting storage. And I earned an achievement, Next Gen Crafting. Craft a crafting unit. Ah, neat. Okay, very cool. Now, the other thing that I want is a crafting co-processing unit. And for now, I'm going to make 3 of these. So let's just take these guys right here and these things. There we go. Okay. Now, this plain crafting unit doesn't contribute at all to the rest of the crafting components. Okay? But what it does is it will work as a placeholder, just in the case that it like if you can't quite make whatever else you want. I'll come back to it later. Whoops. You know what? I didn't want to do that. I wanted to. Let's pick this back up. Hold on. So I want to do this the right way. Hold on. Let's do this, and that. As you can see, because it's not square, it actually fails. Okay, but if I fill in the corners here, it turns back into the multi-block, and you can tell that it's the multi-block because all the textures change. Okay, and I'm just gonna want. Let's see here. I think I'm gonna do this under the floor. Okay, and I've got a reasoning for that, but I forget what it is. I don't want this cable to interfere with anything else, but I also want to be able to pull it up out of the ground anytime. So yeah, we're gonna go ahead and connect this to the network, which is gonna be super easy. I just need my glass cable, just like this, and we're gonna run this down here. Okay, bada bing, bada boom. There we go. It should be online. Okay, as you can tell, it lit up. All the textures changed again. It lit up, and it's now online. All right. So that's working. And this is basically a requirement in order to do auto crafting. Now, it'll work with a bare minimum of just a 1K crafting storage. And the 1K crafting storage basically holds items from the ME network while you are crafting with the auto crafting system. Now, what do these purple things do, you might ask? These co-processing units, they will allow me to do simultaneous crafting operations. So with just this, I can do 1. But since I have 3 co-processing units, I can actually do 4 simultaneous crafting operations. That's going to be very vital to what I need to do. Okay. The next thing that I'm going to need is, what are they called? Hang on, let me look at my notes here. I'm going to need, my notes are terribly organized. ME interface. Okay, so I'm going to need an ME interface. And I actually need 6 of these. Which just requires glass, formation core, annihilation core, iron ingots. Now, these are kind of tricky to make, and I have, let's see here, hold on. I need, in order to make 6 of those, I'm going to need to do the recipe for each of those 3 times, because each recipe makes 2. Okay, so let's see here, hold on. Annihilation core. That one is nether quartz, fluix dust, and a logic processor. And I haven't got fluix dust right at the moment. That's a bit of an oversight on my part, but I do have plenty of fluix crystals that I can slap in this pulverizer here. We can make the fluix dust. What was the other thing? Logic processor. Okay, so I'm going to take some logic processors. I need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And I'm going to want 3 of these. Okay, let's go grab that. Let's go grab that Fluix dust. And I'm going to want to take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of these as well. Okay, there we go. So now I've got 6 annihilation cores. And now I just need pure Certus quartz. And I have 6 formation cores. Okay, now be careful. They're not reversible. There's only one recipe. So annihilation on the left, formation on the right. Just like this. And then you want iron in the 4 corners. So I'm going to do like this. You want... What is in the middle? Hold on. Nothing. Oh, air in the middle. Air in the middle. And here's my glass, which I guess I didn't have to... it was right over here, so I don't know why I did that. But, okay, there we go. Now I've got ME interfaces. And you might, if you're intimately familiar with how this stuff works, you might be wondering why I need 6 interfaces for 5 inscribers. Well, you'll find out. If you're not intimately familiar with how this works, then everything that I'm doing right now is probably total gibberish gobbledygook, and you have absolutely no idea why any of it is occurring. But stick with me, and you will figure it all out, hopefully. I'm going to do my best to explain all of this. All right. The next things I'm going to need, let's see here. I'm going to need 6 import buses. Okay. And the import buses are made just like so, with sticky piston, iron ingots, and annihilation cores. So I need 3 more annihilation core recipes, again. So let's see here. Annihilation core. Which one was annihilation? I forget. I'm trying to do this as quickly as possible, guys, but remember, this is survival. It's not like I'm just showcasing this in creative or something. So yeah. Logic, Fluix, and Nether. Okay, so let's do this Nether. Let's do this Fluix. Let's do this Logic. All right. So there we go. I've got annihilation cores. Now I need annihilation cores, and let's see, where's the import bus? Import bus? Okay, here we go. The import bus is very important. Sticky pistons, right. So sticky pistons, I did not have any, I was stressed out for a while trying to figure out how on earth am I going to make sticky pistons. I don't have slime balls, and I don't know where to find slimes. Well, I found a way. I actually took my... Where is it? I actually took my Safari Net reusable, and I went out by Biodome Alpha, and I grabbed a whole bunch of... I grabbed, like, one at a time, of course. I grabbed a whole bunch of tainted animals, like tainted sheep and tainted pigs and things. And I took them and placed them in the Tinker's Construct smeltery and made coagulated blood. So yeah, which works as slime balls in recipes. Okay, so at this point, with all of these, I have enough of this stuff to continue, but I'm actually going to need to make more ME glass cable, which is kind of unfortunate. However, it'll be all right. I'm going to take my quartz fiber here. Well, actually, I need to make more quartz fiber, but that's okay because I've got plenty of quartz dust. So let's go ahead and make some more quartz fiber here, just like this. I think I've used all the glass that I need. I'm not sure, though. I might end up needing to make more of that. Here's my quartz fiber. We're going to go ahead and I did use all of the pure Fluix crystals that I'll need for the rest of the recipes. I know that for sure. Now, at this point, I'm going to go ahead and take about 8 of these, and I'm going to, well, yeah, 8 will do. And I'm going to turn them yellow and show you something. Now, this yellow cable will not connect. What? Okay. I guess it will. I'm confused. I thought that the yellow cable wasn't going to connect to the Fluix cable, but I think actually it's a little bit more complicated than that. Either way, main point is we now have everything that we need to get started with this. Now, I am going to need to make more things later, but don't worry about those yet. Okay, so here's what I want to do. Okay, I want to take my my inscribers here. I only need 4 right now, and I'm gonna put those someplace convenient, like here. Okay, I'm gonna just do this. Okay, and I need ME interfaces behind each of them. Now what I'm gonna do is take my Certus Quartz wrench. Now the ME interface, it's a confusing thing. It can be used for lots of stuff, but don't worry about it. Also, you can make it a micro block, just like this, or turn it back into a full-size block. For this operation, it's a little bit more convenient for it to be a full-sized block. There we go. Boy, oh boy. Oh, okay, there we go. Awesome. Okay, so I want these to face into the back of these inscribers. Okay, the next thing that I want is to take my my inscriber presses here and put one of each press into each of these. Okay. Now, at this point, I'm almost ready to start autocrafting. However, in order to continue, I am going to need to start. How do I put this? I'm gonna need to start some. I'm gonna need to do something else. Let's just put it that way. I have to add something else to the loop to make this work. Now, if I just continue this around, this extra connection I don't have to be worried about. It still only takes one channel for the device. However, is it online? Hold on, let's look in here. Can I tell if that's online? I'm not sure. Let's see, because there's supposed to be a slight problem there. If it's got two paths of the same distance. So why don't I go ahead and remove this one? Boom. And I'm going to do this. There we go. So these 3 are all on this Fluix cable, and this one is on this Fluix cable. Now, these inscribers can actually pass power through each other, so I only need to put power into the one inscriber at this side. Okay. Finally, let's pick up this torch and move it. I want to make sure everything's bright enough, but I need to move that. Finally, I need to place these import buses on the front of my inscribers here, okay, and hook those up to the network as well. Just like this, and I'm all out of cable. So, let's see here. I suppose the best thing I can do, I have Fluix dust, right? Where is the Fluix? Right here's the Fluix dust. I'm going to go ahead and make some more of those. Do I have sand over here? Yes. Okay. So we're going to go ahead and make some more Fluix seeds. And thanks to my crystal growth accelerator here, this shouldn't take very long. However, I suppose while I'm doing this, I might as well go ahead and do the next step that I'm going to need. I want to take down my crafting terminal, just like this. That was a shift right click with the Certus Quartz wrench, just in case you were wondering. And what I need to do is turn my ME terminal first into a crafting terminal, okay, which is going to require a crafting table and a calculation processor. So let's just put it in here with a crafting table and a calculation processor. Now it's a crafting terminal. Now the crafting terminal is interesting as well. Let's just place it over here for convenience. Crafting terminal adds a crafting grid in there, so I can now craft straight from my ME network. However, that's not quite all that I need to do. What I need to do next is take that crafting terminal, add an engineering processor, and make it a pattern terminal. And the only reason I'm using the terminal that I already had, I achieved another achievement. Oh, hey, look, a much bigger table. Craft a crafting terminal. Ha ha ha, that's so true. Crafting Maestro, craft a pattern terminal. Okay, interesting. Very interesting. Either way, now that I've got the pattern terminal, I'm going to need... Well, basically, this will allow me to take crafting patterns that I put in here and turn them into patterns. Now, I don't have any patterns yet, so we're going to have to make those. I need to make some blank patterns. Where are they? Dum-da-dum-dum-dum-dum. Here it is. Nope, that's not it. I know they're like right in this general vicinity. There. Blank pattern. Okay, so I'm going to need charged Certus quartz, glowstone, quartz glass, and iron. And I want about 10 of these. Okay, so I'm going to take my Certus quartz crystals. Boom, like this. I'm going to take my glowstone like that. I'm going to take this quartz glass. And finally, a buttload of iron. And you'll see I've made 11 blank patterns, which is more than I intended to make, but I'm sure everything will work out in the end. No biggie. Okay, so now there are two different modes for this. Okay, this pattern terminal here. There's crafting pattern, which I can't quite use yet because I don't have a molecular assembler. That's something that's on my to-do list, but I don't know if we'll get it done today. But if I switch it to processing pattern, it works a little bit differently. So I'm going to go ahead and we're going to need one of each of these. Do I have... Well, okay, printed silicon. So I'm going to take my silicon. No. Just one. There we go. Okay, so I'm going to take my printed silicon and a regular silicon and put them in. And you'll notice that it didn't actually consume my silicon. Whenever I did that, it stayed in the inventory here. But yeah, this is the pattern that I need. I'm going to go ahead and encode that pattern, just like this. Now I've got an encoded pattern. It says it creates one printed silicon with one silicon. If I hold shift, it changes from the pattern to the image of whatever it creates. Okay, so I'm going to come over here. I'm going to put this pattern in this ME interface. Okay, right here where patterns go. Are these done yet? Not quite. Do I have Fluix cable I can snag from somewhere? Can I make this whole network shorter in some place? I really need to continue. I need to continue, darn it! I mean, I suppose this doesn't have to go up, but then I can't conveniently walk under it. I mean, I guess I'm just gonna use regular Fluix crystals, which is wasteful. I know all you applied energistic experts out there are probably yelling at me right now for doing this, but yeah. There we go. Okay, so now these export buses are on the network. I've got my inscriber silicon press in this inscriber, and I've got an ME interface facing into the inscriber that creates a printed silicon with silicon. Okay, at this point, if I go back to my terminal, take out these printed silicons, you'll see that printed silicon is still in the interface with a craft option, okay? And let me just show you how this works. If let's just make one. So I'm going to go ahead and do that, and basically what it does is it sends the silicon to the interface. Then it puts it into the inscriber, right? The inscriber processes it, and the import bus, takes it out and imports it back into the network. So I now have a printed silicon in here. Okay, let's go ahead and clear this. And yeah, I'm gonna need let's see here. Hang on. Wait. Let's do recipe for this. Wait. I need the recipe for this. This guy. Okay. So I need the recipe for that. Okay. Pure Certus quartz crystal. Good. So I'm going to take my, let's see. I have pure Certus quartz. I need a diamond. And I also need a gold ingot. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and process each of these things. The calculation press requires a Certus quartz. The logic press requires a gold ingot. And the engineering press requires a diamond. And you'll see that even manually putting them in, they get sucked back into the network whenever I'm done with them, whenever they're created. Okay, but yeah, I basically just needed one of each of these in the network so that I could set up these patterns. So we're going to go ahead and make a gold pattern. We're going to go ahead and make this one next as a pattern. Let's see here. Oh, you know what? Hold up. Wait. Okay, hold on. I need to take this out. Do this. Can I... Hang on. There we go. Okay, so this is I'm still getting used to this. This is my first time actually doing this. So, let's see. Okay, there we go. I updated it. You can reuse these encoded patterns, just so you know. In case you mess up, or you no longer need a specific pattern, or you do something silly, you can reuse these. Okay, so I've got the one for gold, I've got the one for diamond, and I've got the one for quartz. Okay, so let's go ahead, come back over here. This one is the calculation press. So let's go ahead and put these in the right order. There we go. Okay, so calculation press goes in here, then gold, then diamond, right? This is diamond? Yes. Okay, so at this point, I am capable of creating all of these. You'll see that if I take them out, they each have crafting options, and I can go ahead and craft them. And you'll see that this says no crafting CPUs are available, and that's because I already was using my crafting CPU over here. Now I know that I think that there's a way to use it for separate crafting recipes, but mainly the purpose of the coprocessors is that it allows it to do sub-crafting recipes, so to speak. And hopefully maybe I'll get to show you what I mean by that. But for the time being, I'm just going to put all those things back in there. We are well on our way to having this system done that I've been working on all episode. Yay! There are a few things that we're still going to need, though. And in order to finish up... Hold on here. Let me check my clock. You know what? Okay. I'm going to take a quick break. It's not going to be any time at all to you guys, but I will be right back. All right, I'm back. I'm hydrated and ready to continue. Okay, so we've got our 4 inscribers working here. The next thing that we want to do is set up the 5th and final inscriber. Now, the final inscriber is a little bit trickier because it's actually going to require... it's going to be... it has to be able to process 4 different recipes. And I've got to set it up to process all 4 of those recipes seamlessly without any manual intervention. Now, that's a little bit tricky, but I know exactly how I'm going to make it happen. Are these done yet? They are. Okay. So that's a good thing. That means that I can go ahead and make some more Fluix cable, which I'm going to need. So let's take these, do this, make some Fluix cable, put the rest of these in here. Okay. So, let's see. If I do this, why does this connect? I don't understand. Can anyone tell me why these connect? Aren't these supposed to not connect? Isn't the whole purpose of dyeing these so that they don't connect? I'm a little bit confused about this. But that's all right. I need, let's see, the final leg of what I'm doing here is going to require 3 different inputs. So that's going to take 3 channels. I've only got 3 channels on this line, meaning I've got 5 free channels on this cable. So I should be able to put all 3 on that cable. I could actually put them all on this cable if I wanted to as well, and max this cable out at 8. So it could go either way. But in order to do this, I'm going to need to make some export buses. Okay, and the export buses are basically the opposite of the import bus. The import bus is used to import items into the ME network. The export bus is used to export items from the ME network. Okay, so export bus is this guy. And it needs a piston, a formation core, and 2 iron ingots. So we're going to have to make some formation cores, which is just Certus quartz, Fluix dust, logic processor. And I'm only going to need 2 of those. So we're going to take a logic processor, a Fluix dust, and a Certus quartz, make some formation cores. Now, in case the names were confusing you, formation core and annihilation core, the formation core forms items out of digital information, and the annihilation core annihilates items and turns them into digital information. So, just in case you were wondering what these things do in the crafting recipes that they're in, yeah, that's it. So the export bus, I'm going to need these 2 formation cores. I'm going to need my iron ingots, and I'm going to need pistons. And that's how I make an export bus. We're going to go ahead. I guess I'm just going to eat off the front here. Let's just bring this up like that. And I'm going to need, yeah, right there will do. So we're going to place it, I suppose, you know what, I'm gonna place it like this, but then I'm gonna have to remove this, actually. You'll see why momentarily. Okay, so what I want to do, I want to put an ME interface on the back, this flat ME interface like this. And the reason is because, is it the back? No, it's the top. Hold on, so let me remove this. Shift right click. What I want on the back is an export bus. And let me explain to you how item insertion into the inscriber works. Anything that's inserted into the back goes into the center slot, which is why these all insert into the back. Okay? And in this case, that's going to need to be redstone dust. Do I have some on me? Yeah. So I'm going to go ahead and put this redstone dust in the export bus, and that means that the export bus will grab redstone dust from the ME network and fill this slot. Now, fortunately for me, these slots only accept 1 item at a time. Okay, so it will always have 1 redstone dust right here in the center. Okay, next thing I want to do is put 1 more export bus down here on the bottom. And on this export bus, let's run over here, I'm going to want a printed silicon. Okay, and we're just going to put the printed silicon in here, just like that. Next, we're going to put the ME interface on top, and I'm going to need an import bus on the front. Okay, just like this. Now I've got to hook all these things up. I don't have to worry about. Okay, yeah. Here's how I'm gonna do that. I'm just gonna click this there, and this redundant connection down here I don't have to worry about. I'm gonna click that there, jump up here, click this here, and that, and then this and that. Okay, so now I've got all this stuff going on here. Why is the redstone dust not importing? Do I have I have redstone dust in the network. I have lots of redstone dust in the network. So I'm a little bit confused about that. Why don't I move this? Hold on. Let's remove this and remove this. Well, that can stay, honestly. I need to power it anyways. Whoops. Whoa. Hold on. Okay, I've got my front. My front's in the right place now. And somehow I got a printed... Whoops. Okay. Well, clearly, things are working just as planned. Okay. Where's my export bus? Okay, so ME export bus goes right here on the side. Let's try it on the side. And I'm going to filter that to a redstone dust. Okay. And it's still not quite working the way I expect for some reason. Let's see here. I've got 1, 2, 3 devices on 4 devices. So here's the problem. This isn't going to quite work the way it is. I actually miscounted the number of devices that I have on here. So there we go. That should work. That should work. And you can tell the textures on these things change a little bit whenever they're operational. And this still isn't quite working the way I expect it to, which is weird. Okay, guys, we have to fiddle around with this just a little bit. Okay, so I've got my export bus on the bottom works exactly as expected. It takes the printed silicon, it puts it in the bottom slot. The export bus on the side, however, isn't working as expected. It is not taking the redstone dust and placing it in the center slot. What can I do about that? Well, I don't really know. So why don't I try it on the back again? Let's see if this works. Hold on. Okay, put redstone dust in. Do this. And it's still not working. I'm a little confused. Just slightly confused. There's plenty of redstone in the ME network. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 devices on this line, so clearly this line should be working just fine. Yeah, I'm confused. Really lost on this. Okay. Well, maybe it will work whenever I go to do the next part. So let's just give it a shot. Okay. So here's what I need to do. I need to take my engineering circuits and put them in like this to create a pattern. Now, you might be saying, well, what about the redstone and the printed silicon? Those are part of the recipe, right? Well, yes, they absolutely are part of the recipe. However, I'm actually putting them into the recipe through the use of the export buses. Okay, so I only need to put them. I only need to put these single items into the recipes. Okay, because you only need the recipes only need to tell the interface what to do. Okay, so if I put these in here, see this probably I don't think this is gonna work. I've got some reservations about this. Let's go ahead and take. Oh, you know what? Something is not on the network, because those patterns should appear up here now. But they haven't. This is not in there. But they should be on the network. They're definitely... Hold on. Let's do... You know what, guys? I'm really not sure what I'm doing wrong here. I mean, to me, all the math adds up. And it makes perfect sense. But for some reason, it doesn't want to work. Let's do like that instead. That's not doing it. These things are all online. Device online. Device online. Device missing channel. Okay. So, apparently I run out of channels. 1, 2, 3 channels. 4 channels. This device is also missing a channel. Okay. So apparently that's not quite working. So why don't I do... Let's get rid of this again. Put it here. Am I adding wrong? I swear I'm good at addition and subtraction. And I've got 1, 2, 3 devices. Okay, then I've got a 4th device, a 5th device, and my 6th and 7th devices apparently don't have enough channels. Now I know that this cable should hold 8 channels, but apparently it's not right now. So, here's what I'm gonna do. We're gonna get rid of this piece of the cable. Alright. In fact, also this piece. Okay. And I'm gonna do one of these numbers. I think this might do the trick. No, it's probably not gonna do the trick. No, that won't work. Will it? Will that work? Okay, let's see. Online. 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 Okay. So for whatever reason, now it's working. Okay. I'm not really sure what's up there. I'm probably going to have to reconfigure the network at a later point in time. But the point is, I got it working. And now we can do this. I'm going to click craft on this processor here. And you'll see that it's going to go ahead and insert the printed engineering circuit in here. And then extract it when it's done, refill the redstone and the printed silicon. Okay? We are about 99% done. At this point, I am essentially able to autocraft these. But there is just one last modification that I need to make. Well, there's another thing I want to add, but I can wait for that. This episode's getting a little bit long. I'm going to need to make one of these basic cards. Or 2 of these basic cards, I guess, because the recipe makes 2. I'm going to need 3 iron ingots, 2 gold ingots, a redstone, and a calculation processor. So let's take one of these out here. Okay. I'm going to need calculation processor, gold. Let's see here. What was the rest? Oh, no, not advanced card. I want basic card. Redstone and iron. Okay, so put the redstone in the back, the iron at the front, and I'll make 2 basic cards. So I want to take that basic card. You know what, I'm going to need 2 of these eventually, so might as well just do that. And this is going to make a crafting card. Now, the crafting card, see, here's the problem. Here's the reason I made this. Okay, if I take out the printed silicon, okay, so I don't have any more in here. I've got 1 over there in my device. But if I go to make 2 engineering processors, okay, here's what's going to happen. It's going to go ahead and make the first one successfully, just fine. But then it's not going to have a silicon to refill this, and the whole process is going to hang up. This is still in the... It thinks it's in the process of crafting an engineering processor, even though the whole process has essentially stalled and or failed. Okay? So what I need to do is I need to open up the interface for this export bus. I need to put in this crafting card, okay? And I'm going to change, let's see, do not use stocked items, only craft items while exporting. Use stocked items or craft. So basically at this point it has added in a requirement for it to craft another one in order to export it. However, I've only got the 1 crafting processor, so at the moment that's not going to work. But if I cancel, if I come over here and I cancel this, and I just let everything sit here, then what you'll see is that it's actually, this export bus has actually initialized this, right, to make a printed silicon, so that it can export the printed silicon. Okay, and I guess what I'm really gonna need is to separate this into 2 crafting units. Let's go ahead and do this. I'm not really sure. Like, I think that there's a couple little things about this that I'm misinterpreting or not quite doing correctly for some reason. But I'm gonna go ahead and split this into two. That way it works the way I expect it to. So we're just gonna do this like that, and place down this storage unit and this coprocessor. Where did it go? What just happened? Hold on. There it is. Okay. Interesting. And now I've got essentially two processing units that can work in conjunction. So now, even if I'm processing something, as you can see, hold on, let's see. This silicon is still empty, but if I go ahead and tell it to craft a couple of these engineering processors, boom, then it's gonna go ahead and make them just fine, even while, well, I guess I only told it to make one. But this should work. Hold on, let's see. What's this doing? Okay, that's crafting one of those. Okay, and I guess it made the engineering processor already? It did. Okay, so let's take this out. I'm going to tell it to make two of these, or three. Okay, and now you'll see this is where the coprocessor comes in handy. Because in order to craft three of these, I don't have any of these. So I'm going to have to take, it's going to have to take 3 diamonds first and make 3 of these, and then make 3 of these. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and hit start on that. And you'll see that there's still no printed silicon in the system, but this is going to continue working the way it should. This, obviously, is over here making this engineering circuit. And these engineering circuits, as soon as, well, wait. Hold up. This device is now missing a channel. I'm so confused about these channels. Okay. I don't quite understand, because this is supposed to... okay. Hold up. Give me a second here to think about this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That one has no channel. This one does have a channel. I don't understand how out of a length, how out of 8 lengths of cable I can run out of channels. It kind of doesn't make sense to me. But I'm going to try something. I'm not sure if it's going to work. But apparently parts of this are broken. So let's see here. We're going to go ahead. We're going to need, let's see, to replace these import buses. And I'm going to go ahead and hook them up with the yellow cable. And I guess that's probably maybe the purpose of the colored cable. Okay, this is, now it's online. Okay, and now I shouldn't need this to be all weird and stuff, but it's probably still going to be weird. Okay, so you can now see that this is working. This is it crafting that silicon? Why is it not crafting the silicon? Okay, it is crafting the silicon. So as you can see, this is crafting this, while this is crafting this to refill this. And at this point, I have successfully created a device that can automatically craft any of these that I may need at any time for future expansion of my ME network. Thank you for watching. I hope that you've learned something and enjoyed this video. Despite having just a couple of places where we stumbled, I did lots of planning for this video, so oh my gosh, this is full. I had to turn my mana pool around because my redstone energy cell here was completely full. I had no more storage space in this. Let's go ahead and, I'm gonna go ahead and turn the charger back on. But as you can see, it's still this is generating more redstone flux than my entire network is using, for now. If I add a bunch more machines, I add a bunch more things that my network does, then that might not be the case anymore. But yeah, for now it's working. Why don't I, let's see here. I've got one printed silicon in here. That's pretty cool. Where is, let's see here. I want to do something. What am I gonna need next time? I guess I've got plenty of gold. I've got diamonds. I got these diamonds on my mining trip, by the way, that I mentioned earlier. There we go. I'm gonna craft 10 of these. Awesome. 88 bytes used out of my 1K. So this is the one with 2 coprocessors. I want to go ahead and use that one primarily. All right. So next time we're gonna go over more. We're gonna do more auto crafting. Set up a couple more machines. As you can tell, this is working just the way I expect it to. I think. Okay. Yeah. And thank you so much for watching. Make sure you leave a like below the video if you liked it, and I will see you guys next time.